There are some months Japanese people avoid domestic travel to some reason. The first one is in late March. Late March is when the number of people traveling domestically increases. Therefore, no matter which tourist spot you go to, it is crowded with many people. It is the same even on weekdays. Well, this is because Japan's unique calendar. Well, in Japan, the new fiscal year for school, work, etc. is set in April. Therefore, March is the end of the fiscal year, especially during the spring holidays for students before the new school year begins. Late March is crowded with tourists even on weekdays, as many students use their holidays to travel domestically, including for graduation trips. If you want to travel to Japan with plenty of time, we recommend that you avoid traveling to Japan in late March. On the other hand, the beginning of April, when the new fiscal year begins, is a time when many people start living in a new environment. They don't have time to travel because they need to adapt to new environment. Therefore, this time of year is highly recommended as there are not many tourists. The weather is neither hot or cold, making it a comfortable time to travel to Japan. Alright, the next one is Golden Week. Have you heard about the Golden Week in Japan? We have multiple national holidays toward the end of April up to the first week of May. Since we get to take longer holidays, it's called Golden Week, the most touristic season in Japan. Well, it's a chance for local Japanese to move around, supported by the perfect weather during the phase of this year. Everywhere gets super busy with local tourists. Since it's the peak of tourism in Japan, perhaps you should avoid this time too. Taking the Golden Week into advantage, some hotels raise their charge and famous restaurants could be fully booked. Also, means of transportation such as the Shinkansen and the bullet trains might be overwhelmingly booked. I've never traveled around during this season. I every year watch TV news talking about how crowded the tourist spots are. So there is no option to travel during this season. But after the Golden Week, Japanese people will back to normal life, so you can travel to Japan comfortably. It's definitely another of the best seasons to travel to Japan. The next time we don't recommend to travel to Japan is during the rainy season. The rainy season in Japan is basically from June up to early July. The reason is very simple. It's not the tropical countries where they have a heavy shower that lasts for an hour or so. In Japan, when it's the rainy season, it can rain from morning till evening throughout the day. If you are keen to explore Japan, consecutive days of pouring rain can limit your activities. Also, toward the end of June, while it is still the rainy season, the summer gradually starts, which means it's a combination of rainy days with higher temperatures. But to be honest, the humidity level during the season is terrible. This is why I recommend you not to come to Japan during the rainy season. If you are planning to visit Okinawa, the rainy season starts a bit earlier due to the different latitudes compared to other regions in Japan. The rainy season in Okinawa starts from May up to June. Besides that, Hokkaido doesn't have a rainy season. So these two places are good for sightseeing if you come to Japan during this season. You should not come to Japan in the peak summer, which is August. Yes, it's the summer season where many people get to travel because of the summer holidays. But the reason many Japanese people travel during this season is they don't have a choice. The summer in Japan is hot enough, which is roughly 35 degrees every day, and has high humidity. So it's easy to get tired and you can't walk much as you expected. I'm sure you would regret it if you travel to Japan during the summer season. Well, I've actually done domestic travel during the summer season, but it's only when I was younger. And year by year, we can really feel the temperature and the humidity getting hotter and hotter. So it's a good idea to travel to Japan in other seasons. The following season we don't recommend to travel to Japan is Silver Week, which is around 3rd or 4th week of September. Watch out for Silver Week. If you are planning your trip to Japan, this is another local tourist season that might be better to avoid. There are a couple of national holidays toward the end of September, and if the calendar works out well, meaning if the national holidays fall on Monday or Friday, we get a longer weekend and it is called Silver Week. The big difference between Golden Week and Silver Week is that Silver Week doesn't occur every year, depending on the calendar. So if you are planning your Japan trip around September, make sure to Google the possibility of Silver Week happening in that year. For example, a Silver Week doesn't happen in 2024, but it's coming in 2026. However, now that the concept of Silver Week attracts many local people, some even take their paid holidays around this time to have a longer weekend. Many tourist places organize events to attract the crowd. It is fun timing to visit Japan, but you will have to bear with the long waiting line or fully booked accommodations. In terms of the weather, early October is the best season for traveling. Therefore, it's a wonderful idea to travel to Japan in October instead of late September. Alright, so the last one is the end of year, late December. Late December is also not a good season to travel to Japan. At the end of the year, most Japanese people are on holiday. For Japanese people, it's a big event to celebrate the new year more than you expected. So there are many events and shopping sales, etc. There are so many reasons people want to travel during this season. Well, because of that, tourist spots are really crowded and it's really cold. So it's not a good season to travel to Japan if you can choose. I've traveled during this winter season, but it's for doing winter sports. Apart from that, I won't travel during the season. I'm sure your country also has low and busy travel seasons. Japan has a unique calendar, holidays and climate, so tourist spots can be very crowded at certain times of the year. If you travel during that time, you will have to spend a lot of time waiting, and there is a high possibility that you won't be able to go where you want to go. If you have not decided on a day to come to Japan yet, we recommend that you avoid the times we introduce here if possible. If you only have time to travel during the seasons introduced here, we recommend going to places that are open during those times. As I mentioned in the rainy season section, there is no rainy season in Hokkaido. So if you go to Hokkaido during the rainy season, which is around June or July, there will be no impact. So please learn about the travel situation in Japan and enjoy a comfortable trip to Japan. While this video also introduces information that will make your trip to Japan even more comfortable, please take a look after watching this video. Have a wonderful trip to Japan. See you soon. Bye.